helped her get a little bit of momentum coming into the state. Joining me back, Scott Brown, Ebony Williams, Morgan Ortegas, and Gina Loudon. Ebony, let me start with you. With the breaking news that we have, Bill Bartman, he became a billionaire. At one point, he founded and ran the country's largest debt collection company. So I find some irony in that.
Rich, right? Yeah, I mean, it's not surprising to me, Charles. Of course, the Dems, if you're a Democrat and you're interested in keeping the White House in your party, you've got to be beyond incredibly nervous. And if there's an opportunity to nominate someone wwho doesn't have a pending FBI investigation, doesn't have the Department of Justice breathing down their neck, I would think that they would want to go in that direction.
Senator Brown, you already brought up the fact that polls naturally tighten up a little bit, but when do these guys panic on the Democratic side? I mean, because I don't think Bernie Sanders is necessarily a fluke.
Well, I don't either. First of all, just to kind of comment a little bit of what we were previously talking about and what I'm seeing on the ground, political pundits can talk all they want. I'm actually here and I see it. And last weekend I saw throngs of Hillary Clinton supporters going door to door, and they're very, very, very nervous. And Joe Biden is kicking himself every single day, wishing he did not make that decision, a right decision. But now he's going to come as the potential white knight. And with regard to the Republicans, Jeb Bush has come to my neighborhood 3 times. So they are going out. There's a serious uptick of action. Obviously, they're working harder than I've, quite frankly, have ever seen. And I've run 13 races, not including primaries. And it's been amazing transformation in New Hampshire in the last 72 hours.
Real quick, Scott, is it too late for Joe Biden? Can he be the white knight?
No, I think he can certainly come in, and it depends on he'll try to pick like an Elizabeth Warren or maybe pick Bernie Sanders to be the vice president and keep that energy going. It would be a tough matchup, but all depends who the nominee on the Republican side picks. That being said, once again, any one of our people would make a better president than the socialist. Are you kidding me? A socialist Bernie Sanders? So they'll look to Joe Biden as the more traditional, well-liked and trusted candidate. I
got you on that, but Gina, just the fact of the matter is that we are talking about the socialists with still a very formidable lead in the first primary state. And that's got to be shocking to everyone in politics.
Yes, but I think that the thing we have to consider, Charles, is that I would venture to guess that maybe 90% of those who are supporting Bernie couldn't define socialist if they had to. This is the anti-Hillary vote. This is the anti-establishment vote. This is the poll I'd like to see. I'd like to see a poll because I've noticed this undercurrent. When I ask people who are supporting Bernie who their second choice is, very often it's Donald Trump. When I ask people who are supporting Trump who their second choice is, most of the time it's another GOP contender. And so I think the DNC is looking at these numbers and doing the math and realizing they just don't have a candidate in Hillary Clinton.
It's crunch time down there for everyone, Morgan. But the Democrats, what if Hillary pulls this off, though? If she does win this, then maybe because she surprised Barack Obama even after he won Iowa in 2008.
She cried, so that she's going to have to pull something else out of the hat because the cry trick already worked. I mean, listen, I would have been surprised if Bernie Sanders would have continues to lead her in double digits going into New Hampshire. It's going to narrow, but let me tell you, the Wall Street attack has been effective. Clearly, I think one of the things that he said last night that's been his newer attack is that he keeps saying the E word, establishment. And that has been so effective in the Democratic Party, clearly in the Republican Party as well. But why? Because Bernie Sanders has millennial voters who are his, part of his primary base, part of the energy. Why does hitting on her for being the establishment matter to millennials? Because millennials are disruptive. Look at what we've done in technology and transportation with Facebook, with social media, with Uber, all of these big entrenched companies that have lots of regulation and lots of unions. Millennials have disrupted that. And I've been saying for the past few months on your network, I expect millennials to disrupt this election as well.
Speaking of establishment, real quick, your boy Jeb Bush willing out his mom to help out, sign of desperation or a smart move?
I like to refer to her as the First Lady, but yes.
Excuse me, the First Lady. She did great. Maybe she should have been running.
Who doesn't love Barbara Bush?
Trump would say she has more energy than Jeb.
What I loved about Barbara Bush, and sorry again, Senator Brown, but 90 years old, she shows up in New Hampshire today despite the snow, and poor Trump can't handle the snow.
Oh, boy, I let you get the last word on that, Senator Brown?
Well, first of all, I love her as well. She's amazing. The problem is that Jeb waited too long to bring out the big guns, and he fought his. He is a legacy. He is a Bush.
But I think Morgan was taking a shot at your guy skipping New Hampshire.
No, he flew out and he couldn't get
said
back
there's a little
in.
bit of snow out there. He couldn't make it.
If private planes don't fly in the snow, then he needs to get a new plane.
Yeah, don't worry. There's plenty of people working.
All right, guys, let's leave it there.
They better be.
Hillary Clinton also taking a break from